What's up, folks? This is episode 9 of Pizzas and Park Hops. I'm Brandon. This is Chris. And we got a special episode for you tonight.
We got a good one. I like this.
We got a special one for you tonight. It's going to be a look behind the curtain. Let's put it that way. It's going to be, we're going to open our Disney Day Playbook and give it to you folks. And so, Chris, but before we get to that,
yeah, what do you got?
It's been a rough week. It's been a rough week.
It's been a long week.
I'm going to tell you why it's been a rough week.
Yeah,
The Kansas City Chiefs are 5-5.
Yes, they are.
It's a tough year to be a Chiefs fan. If they pull it out past Thanksgiving, that's going to be our claim to fame this year. Lose all the games in the first half of the year and then, go for the second half. But right now we're sitting outside the playoffs, and that's not good.
Yeah, and they're going to be going against Indianapolis this weekend with Jonathan Taylor has been on a tear lately. So they're going to have their hands full. They could very easily be 5-6. Very easy.
We don't want a losing record. Okay. So, it's been a little depressing to be a Chiefs fan this year. But we have to let other people win every now and then, okay?
Yeah. No. We're on a little bit of a break. The Pats are back. Drake May being talked about for MVP. We're 9-2. We're rolling.
Chris,
things are looking up. I feel another 20-year dynasty on the brink.
MVP yep. For real.
Yeah, he's leaving. It's between him and Stafford.
Come on, man.
He's doing a lot more with less.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
That's all right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all right.
Maybe the Chiefs will come up out of nowhere after Thanksgiving. Maybe they'll have enough turkey to come out of nowhere after Thanksgiving and do something this year. If not, it's a rough year to be a Chiefs fan. It's a rebuilding year. Isn't that what they always say? A rebuilding year. So, Chris, tell me what else about your week. Did you have some pizza?
I always have pizza. I made a pizza on Sunday night. Was watching the football game. Made a little homemade dough, homemade sauce, cut some veggies.
Yeah,
it
looked good.
I didn't have any meat. Didn't have any meat on hand, so I went half. My wife doesn't like peppers, and I love peppers, so I did onions on the whole thing, and then I put peppers on my half, and came out pretty good.
Another meatless pizza, folks.
Pizza.
I mean, what do you expect from Chris?
We're not the Midwest. You guys like your meat on everything: sausage, hamburger, bacon.
Yeah, keep going.
You got to mix it up. You got to have a little balance of everything. The peppers and onions got to roll with that. Sometimes the mushrooms, you mix that in with the little pepperoni, a little salami.
I like
a little sausage.
I like all that.
Now, do you like the canned mushrooms? Because I can't stand the canned mushrooms.
Oh, no. I want some fresh mushrooms on there.
I like that. I got to have the fresh mushrooms.
Baby Bellas on there.
All right.
I like to have some Baby Bellas, some olives, some black olives on that thing.
Yeah, like I said, one of my favorite pizzas is loaded up. It's got pepperoni, sausage, salami, peppers, onions, mushrooms.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So that's one of my go-tos.
I had I was at the gas station yesterday,
Yeah.
and you know where I'm going with this. I filled up my tank, went in. Guess what they had? Gas station
Gas
pizza,
station pizza. Exactly. We have a couple of those around here. Not many.
and they had these big old slices of chicken bacon ranch pizza. I'm
Okay.
telling you what, dude, that was actually pretty good. I had a piece. I went ahead and had a piece. That was my
So this
lunch.
gas station pizza, right? Is it
Yep.
like a little convenience store in the gas station? They just have pizza off to the side, or is it a pizza restaurant? Because there's a
No,
place there's a place near Boston. It's called Slice, the gas station, but there's a pizza restaurant in the
no,
gas station.
no.
Like
This
when
is
you
just
go, you go in to pay, you can walk to the left. There's a walk-up counter. There's a whole bunch of tables, so it's a pizza restaurant. And actually, the pizza's pretty good.
no,
So
no, dude. They
it's
they
not like
have their
that though.
own. No, you walk in. You got your roller grill over there, and it's rolling
Right.
up those hot dogs and those tornadoes or whatever they call them. And then right beside it, these old ladies are like in the back, and they're cooking up pizza. Okay.
Nice.
And these, I think it's like Hunt Brothers Pizza. It's not anything great. Something to that effect. Anyway, they had this chicken bacon ranch one though. It was decent. Do you guys have Casey's? Casey's
Nope.
convenience stores? No.
Nope.
So Casey's are big in the Midwest, and they have a phenomenal breakfast pizza. And
Really?
yeah, like people will go and order a whole breakfast pizza over there, but they cook up like all kinds of stuff, like chicken, all that stuff, wedges, breadsticks, the whole nine
Nice.
yards. Yeah, those ones are pretty good. But I was in the Thorntons yesterday, Thorntons, and that's another chain here in the Midwest.
Okay.
And they remodeled, okay, and they just started doing like 3 different pizzas every day during lunchtime, and then they got a bunch of hot sandwiches and stuff. But man,
There's a convenience store.
yeah, it's a convenience store. Yeah,
Convenience store.
yeah, but
Nice.
it doesn't have a pizza. It's not a dedicated pizza restaurant like a Noble Romans or something like that. Do you guys have Noble Romans out there?
Nope.
No,
Never heard of it.
that's weird. No. Okay, well, that's
No.
another Midwest thing here. We get a lot of that, aren't we? Yeah,
There's not a lot of cross. What's the word I'm looking for?
cross contamination.
Cross contamination between chains. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
not. I mean, everybody's got the 7-Elevens, but the big one in Massachusetts and New England is Cumberland Farms. That's the
Okay.
convenience store, gas station.
Okay.
It's big in New England. Started on Rhode Island.
Well, that's cool. Maybe you'll get a Buc-ee's or a Wawa one day.
Oh, I would love to have a Buc-ee's. I went to Buc-ee's the first time in Daytona last April when I drove down. It was unbelievable. I'd never been.
I went to Buc-ee's last week, and I drove just to go to Buc-ee's.
You have one near you? It's that close?
It's about an hour and a half. And, when you got nothing to do on a Saturday in the fall or in the spring,
Yep.
you just roll down to Buc-ee's, get you that big old brisket sandwich or whatever. This time, instead of having the brisket sandwich, because I've had that 100 times, I had the brisket burrito. And, dude, that thing was amazing. I highly suggest that. But we load up on the snacks and all kinds of stuff, and bring all those back, the special Buc-ee's snacks. So anyway, it was pretty good, man. It was pretty good. So anyway,
so let's get to the show.
Man, we've been down here for 10 minutes just rambling. So the show tonight is very interesting. We are giving you a peek behind the curtain or inside the coach's playbook, per se, of what we do, me and Chris, on our Disney day. Okay. and we're just going to kind of name the park, and then we're just going to kind of go back and forth. It's not going to be any kind of order. And so once we're done with that park, we'll go to the next one. Okay, that's kind of how we're going to work it. And for tonight's episode, we're going to kind of give you a lay of the land. What we like when we rope drop or when we go through the gate, what we're going to do immediately, or right off the bat, where we're going to eat, are we going to get lightning lane or not? Are we going to, whatever. Are we buying that Mickey pretzel? Whatever we're doing. And so tonight, I think this is going to be a fun episode. And I'm stoked. So
yeah.
So we're going to do. Let's start with the most likely suspect, and that's Animal Kingdom. Okay. We'll kind of go bottom to top. Bottom for most people, that's towards the top of my list, but bottom for most people. So, Chris, when you're walking up to the gate, you're getting off the bus, you're getting off the tram at Animal Kingdom, you're getting out of your car. What are you doing? What's your first thing that you're going to do?
First thing I'm doing is I'm looking for the shortest line, because whenever I do Animal Kingdom, I am definitely rope dropping, and I am taking advantage of the extra magic hours in the morning, early entry for the resort guests. I know it's only a half hour, but a half hour makes a big difference, especially when you're trying to get in early for Flight of Passage or whatever you're trying to get in. Most people are there early for Flight of Passage, if you've been there. I'm always looking for the shortest line. Typically, it usually runs all the way over to the left, because most people are coming in from the right-hand side, and they're gonna go in the first line. But usually, if you stay to the left a little bit, I find that's going to be quickest. When when you get through security and you scan your magic band and everything like that, they funnel you to the left anyway. They don't let you, at least every time that I go, in that early. Maybe it's only for early entry. Maybe after 9 o'clock, they let you in both ways. But they direct everybody to the left-hand side around the Oasis going up to the Tree of Life. Everybody gets funneled all the way to the left. So I find staying to the left, it's usually the shortest lines, and going in that way. That's the way I start. How do you do it? You guys are generally rope drop too, correct? You and your family?
No.
You're not rope drops? Really?
No, we're not a rope drop family. We get there. We like to get there when the park opens, but we're not rope dropping. We're 90% of the time. Now, if I'm with friends, then I'll go rope drop it. But if we're it's whatever the plan is that day. But 90% of the time, I'm not a rope dropper. And you're going to find that as a common theme throughout this entire episode. I like the value of rope dropping, but I'm a lightning lane buyer too. And if you're buying that multi-pass lightning lane, you can set out your experience, 3 days if you're living off property. If you're living on property, 7 days in advance of your trip. So, that can be a big benefit, get those early ride times. No, but the first thing I'm doing, I'm stopping at that Joffrey's out there. And I'm picking up an iced coffee and, maybe getting a photo before I go through the gate. I make it through security, get the Joffrey's, go to the photo pass. 9 times out of 10, I like getting that photo pass at Animal Kingdom. There's 2 of them right outside the main gate, and so grabbing those photo passes. It's if I'm with the family. If I'm by myself, that's hit or miss. But I'm not going to the left. I'm going to the annual pass holder line because I'm an annual pass holder, and sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's not. Uh, but I'll just pick a short line 90% of the time.
There's a dedicated line for annual pass holders?
Yes, yeah, there sure
Really?
is. Yeah,
I've never realized that.
it's got the little annual pass holder icon. It's usually above or beside or somebody's holding it. That says annual pass holder entrance. So
I don't think I've ever realized that before. I've never seen that.
well, now you've learned something new, man.
I've never had an annual pass, so
That would be the reason why. Yeah.
That would explain
But
why.
so that's what I'm doing, and I'm skipping Flight of Passage sometimes, and I'm going to Kilimanjaro Safari.
Yep, safaris are great to do in the morning before it gets too hot.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm usually going. Kilimanjaro Safari is quite a way back into the park. So I'm going to that, and checking that out. So Chris, you're getting that Flight of Passage. You're doing that right off the bat. Is that what you're telling me?
No, for the most part, I'm not doing Flight of Passage. I'm getting a lightning lane for a Flight of Passage. I'm going to go right to either Safari or to Expedition Everest right off the bat. Those are the ones that I'm rope dropping. Number one, most of the people are going to the left. They're going into Pandora. So I like to go the other direction, head into Asia. I like to hit Everest. You can usually walk right onto that right when they open, and then hit the safari right after that. And then if I'm grabbing my lightning lane for Flight of Passage, I usually try to grab that in the 10 or 11 o'clock hour, so that way I can kind of relax after the other two. Now, one of the times that I did, I had to grab I couldn't grab a Flight of Passage lightning lane, so I had to do the rope drop and wait in line. But it was pretty quick. The line moved, and I was able to walk right on. So, and then right from there, do Navajo River Journey, since it was right there and next door, and it was only a 10-minute wait. So that's usually how I do it. And then after that, I kind of walk over the bridge through that long bridge along the river back to Africa, and then do the safari and then head over to Asia after that. After those, I'm pretty much just waiting for the next show, the Festival of the Lion King. I know you're a big dinosaur fan. Me and my family were never really. We would do it once in a while, but I was never fighting to really get over there. So after that, we're just kind of milling around, doing some shopping, sightseeing, taking pictures, things like that. And, and that was kind of, Animal Kingdom was always a half-day park for me, or for us, I should say. I don't know if I could spend an entire day there. I'm not really a big animal person. I'm not a big zoo person. You know what I mean? Like, I know a lot of people take their time going through Gorilla Falls and the animal trek and all like that. I'll walk through it, but I'm most of the time I'm not even stopping. I'm just kind of just making a loop, and if I want to take a quick picture here or there, I'm buzzing right through it. I know a lot of people will take a half hour, 45 minutes to walk through there. How do you usually play it when you're there?
So, man, I take my time over there. You sound like you're running around like crazy.
I run around early. I like to bang it out early before the crowds get there, and then when the crowds start kind of filing in, then I kind of pump the brakes a little bit and take everything in and go around and kind of do it that way. I like to take advantage of the low crowds.
Okay. All right. So what I got going on is I'll go in there. I'll mill around. I like Animal Kingdom. I'm not a half dayer, No. Now I might leave at 2:00, but I'm not just a straight up half day leaving at noon or before noon. That's not happening. I'll tell you that right now. So, when I first roll into there, I'm going getting photo passes, man. I'm just having a good time, right? Especially if I'm with my family. If I'm with them, we're taking our time. We're doing a lot of activities around the park. I'm going to hit Kilimanjaro Safari first. That one, usually 90% of the time, that's where I'm trying to go first. And then, none of my family rides Everest, so I'm hit or miss on whether I'm even going to ride Everest with them there.
Your family doesn't like Everest?
No,
your wife and
no,
kids? Really?
they will not ride that for whatever reason. And so, I'm usually riding Everest single rider when they're doing something else. So it's that. Then I go almost basically straight over to Festival of Lion King. I'm catching that first show over there. Maybe the second show, just depends on how much time I've wasted in the day so far. And I might ride Flight of Passage, I might not. I like to savor that ride. And so I'm not hitting it every time I go. And what my attitude when I go is I don't feel like I have to do everything because I do have an annual pass. And I'll be back, before too long. Now, I'm not a once a year or twice a year like you might be. So I get it. I get your need, or you feel like you need to go and ride all those rides. To me, I'm kind of not feeling that. I love the ambiance of Animal Kingdom. I can, if I'm by myself on my last day and my flight's late, I'm going to Animal Kingdom. I'm just hanging out. I'm chilling out there. It's one of my favorite parks, to be honest with you. And I'm hit or miss. I may ride Navi River Journey. My kids do like that. My kids like the Cali River Rapids.
I was gonna ask on that one too.
Yeah, my kids like the Cali River Rapids. So we're getting a little wet. On a hot day, that's music to my ears. Getting a little wet because you're going to dry off in about a half an hour anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. Riding Dinosaur, since it's there, Dinosaur is going away at the end of the year, so getting those last opportunities to ride Dinosaur is a big deal to me. But one of the things that I like to do the most, and it's going to sound real bizarre to you, is to go and see the show Feathered Friends in Flight. I love that bird show. It's not different every time. It is a little different because the birds have to cooperate. But the bird show is really cool. And a lot of people walk by that and they miss out on it. And I'm telling you guys, it's a good time. And it's not something you really want to miss. I'm staying around for lunch. And I know it sounds like you're skipping lunch and you're skipping out of there. I'm staying around for lunch. I'm going to Yak and Yeti, of course. Since I'm a Landry Select member, I'm going there. In the morning or before lunch, that mid-morning, I'm getting that Mickey cinnamon roll over there. I'm loving that thing. So I'm eating that, and I'm just taking my time around the park. Another big thing that I do that most adults, some adults, I wouldn't say most adults, some adults don't do or partake in is pin trading. And so I'm all over the park pin trading that whole time, during that whole time. And it is time consuming. It does take up parts of your day, but I think it's a fun thing to do, especially, man, my kids are real into it. And so, at least one of my daughters is super into it. And so we're always looking for those pins, those Disney pins. And it gets kind of hard now that pin trading has really gotten big and taken off. But, most of the time we're pretty chill at Animal Kingdom. And we're not trying to bang out every ride. We're just out there enjoying ourselves. And I think that's a lot of the time when people have these episodes and they're saying planning your Disney day, they are going once or twice a year, and I get it. If I was going once or twice a year, I'd be trying to, bang out certain rides and things every time, but I'm not. And so that's just the position I'm in right now. But man, I love Animal Kingdom. And it's not to me, it's not a half day park. It's a 3/4 day park. Um, and I'm loving it. So
Okay.
a lot of people, I mean, it's hot. I'll give you that. It is a hot day at Animal Kingdom.
It's a hot
but you go in the you go in January, you go in December, you go in November when it's not so hot, and man, it is beautiful. It's nice, and it's just a fun time. You know, sometimes I'll go out to Rafiki's Planet Watch, you know, do that kind of thing.
Pet the goats.
Yeah. You know, I don't necessarily go out there to pet the goats, man. I just go out there to check out that, like, you know, surgery room, that hospital part, and, you know, whatever kind of weird animal they've got out there, you know, spider, tarantula, whatever. And so, you know, it's cool. So that's what I'm doing out there.
Okay.
Animal Kingdom, also, I'm not buying a lightning lane most of the time. I think it's the value. Let me say this. If I'm going from Animal Kingdom to Magic Kingdom or Animal Kingdom to Hollywood Studios, then I'll buy the lightning lane. But I'll buy it. I'll book, you know, Kilimanjaro Safari or Flight of Passage, one of those at Animal Kingdom, but then the other two I'm booking at, you know, at the other park. So it just depends. For me, 99% of the time, I'm hit or miss on that lightning lane pass for Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's Animal Kingdom.
I got you. That kind of pretty much covers everything in that park.
Oh yeah, man. You know, if I'm getting quick service, one last thing, if I'm getting quick service, I'm going to Harambe Market. I think, you know, there's some good eats over there. Mm-hmm. And then I will tell you this: if I'm having an alcoholic beverage there, I'm getting something. I'm getting the African margarita at the bar there in front of the Tusker House. That their outdoor bar. I'm getting that. That thing is amazing. So that's one I highly suggest is the African margarita. But otherwise, you know, it's, to me, I love Animal Kingdom. You know, I don't know what your problem is, but
like I said, I'm not a big zoo guy.
It's not.
I'm not.
It's a zoo. It is a zoo, but it's not. It's a zoo with rides.
It's a zoo. It's a fancy zoo. It's a Disney zoo.
You know, it is what it is. It's fun.
All right. So let's head over to Hollywood Studios now.
Okay. All right. Let's hear what. Let's hear what it is, man. Let's see what. Is it a half day for you?
I think it's a half day for almost everybody right now, right? I mean,
I'm just messing with you.
I mean, you know, I mean, again, so this is probably a 3/4 day, you know. So, you know, my plan in January when we go, my day would be to do, you know, 3/4 of a day. I'm probably going to plan on getting there like late morning, noontime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, finishing the day out at Hollywood Studios. So when you go, you know, kind of what you threw at me before, like when you go in the Hollywood Studios, which way do you go? You grabbing lightning lanes for these?
Hollywood Studios in general, I'll grab the lightning
for the Hollywood Studios day.
Yep.
Because I think I think the lack of attractions in this place, you know, all of them, they're going to get good lines, you know, when it's busy. You know, so I almost think the lightning lane is almost a necessity here. You know?
Okay. Yeah, I think it is too. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. When I'm going into that park, I am not. I'm just heading straight into the annual pass line again. To be honest with you, or you know, one that's near there that's shorter. Now in the mornings, that part can stack up right up front. And that's one thing that you have to keep in mind. If you're riding the Skyliner there, we said this on our Disney transportation episode. If you're riding the Skyliner there, you better get up early. You better get your keister out of bed and get up and get in that line, because you're going to be in that line for a half an hour at each changing station. At the if you're getting on at Pop and Art of Animation, you can figure half an hour to an hour waiting in line before you even get on the Skyliner. That's the first ride of the day, basically. And then you get to that turning station, that changing station there, where you have to switch to the other line. That can last you 10 or 15 minutes as well if the Skyliner is not moving. So you got to keep that in mind when you're going there, especially for early park entry. But so I'm when I go in, I'm heading to the left. There's like the photo shop is what they call it. Or it's where like the photo pass is over there. And there's usually a nice pin board in there. And so I'm pin trading a lot at Hollywood Studios. Like I said, you're going to get that this is a common theme with me in every park. I'm pin trading. So I'm hitting all the three pin boards at the front of the park, hitting those three pin boards. And then I'm probably going straight to, if I have a lightning lane, I'm probably going straight over to Mickey and Minnie's, to be honest with you. That's probably
so when you get your lightning lanes, what rides are you looking to get lightning lanes for, and what are you planning on, doing standby for? Because I know, obviously I'm going to try and get mine for, Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster. I'm going to try to get them for that, and then when I'm rope dropping, I'm heading into Toy Story, doing heading into do Slinky, and then heading into Galaxy's Edge.
I thought you said Slinky was a kid's ride on the roller coaster episode, man.
It is.
I'm disappointed.
It's a kid's roller coaster.
I'm just messing with you. Anyway, for my first lightning lane.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get.
Yeah, I'm getting.
What are you getting?
Minnie's. I'm getting the Mickey and Minnie's. I'm trying to get that right off the bat because it's right straight in the front of the park. I know that probably 90% of the people are still trying to get that. But it's a fun ride.
You're getting a lightning lane for Mickey and Minnie's?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Usually my lightning lanes are... Oh, go ahead.
No, as I was going to say, I would think it was something like that if you're just going to go right in right at the beginning. I don't think the line's going to be too long right off the bat. I don't think people are beelining and rope dropping Mickey and Minnie's. What I'm saying, I think they're heading to Galaxy's Edge.
Dude, that
generally for the rope drop.
Stacked up. Mickey and Minnie's are stacked in the morning.
Think so? Are they?
Oh yeah, it's either Mickey and Minnie's, Slinky Dog, or Rise. All the other rides are a ghost town, I think. And that's my personal opinion, but yeah, those three rides are stacked in the morning. They are stacked full of people. So I'm like, what I'm doing is I'm getting Mickey and Minnie's, and then probably most likely Rock and Roller Coaster if it's open. Now it's going to be down for a theme over here pretty soon. So I'm going to probably ride Rockin' while I can. And then Tower of Terror. Now that's if I'm by myself. Now, if I'm with my family, then it's all bets are off, man. Whatever they come up with, because they won't ride Tower. My one daughter will barely ride Rock and Roller Coaster if she ever forgives me for the first time she's ever rode it. And because she said her brain was upside down. That's what she said when we were going through those corkscrews. But, that was a few years ago. But we're riding Rise. We're riding, we're hitting all the big hitters and the right
Mhm.
off the bat. That's what we're trying to do. And you know, we're trying to get all those. Slinky, um, Smuggler's Run, Rise, and believe it or not, one of our favorite rides as a family is Star Tours. And it's a 5 minute wait, 15-minute wait. Most of the time, we're getting on Star Tours. So that's kind of the rundown of our day, except for the meals. What do you got going on?
I don't really do a lot for the meals there. That one's a tough one. Now, so the 50s Primetime Cafe, I like the food, I like the menu. I can't deal with how they talk at you and yell at you. I'm just not into that whole thing. Kind of like we had that conversation with the Monsters and Laugh Floor. I don't like being the center of attention. So a couple of times we've hit the Sci-Fi Theater, but again, it's basically you getting a burger or sandwich or whatever it is. So so I'm just kind of hitting snacks over there. I'm generally not going there for a meal. But yeah, I agree. We're kind of on the same page as far as the rides go. I usually I'll try to rope drop the ones that I know that are going to get busy. Later on, I usually try to grab the Lightning Lane for Rise, Tower and Rock and Roller Coaster if possible. And then I'll just kind of rope drop. Like I said, I'll head into Slinky, bang that out in the morning. If Runaway Railway is slow when I'm walking by it first thing in the morning, excuse me, I'll jump on that really quick, and then I'll have the Lightning Lanes. And then again, I'm just kind of, milling around, taking everything in, doing a little shopping, some photographs, grabbing some stuff. Probably the biggest.
Are you doing shows?
The one show that we usually do is the Indiana Jones. I love the Indiana Jones show. I can watch
it's an amazing show
over and over and over.
It's an awesome show.
Yeah, and then at night, obviously, Phantasmic is great. I mean, that's a must see. You know what I mean? When you're there at night, that's why I usually like going to Hollywood Studios. You head in a little bit after 12. I don't know if I could do Hollywood Studios literally from open to close. You know what I mean? If I were to if I were to devote a whole day to Hollywood Studios, that'd be something that I'm definitely leaving around lunchtime, going to grab some lunch, maybe going back, heading to the pool for a little bit, maybe take a little nap, and then heading in late afternoon dinner time and closing it out.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just kind of like to do like my Hollywood Studios day. I usually like to do, a little bit of something else in the morning. So to give you an example, like the other day I told you my schedule for January. I'm planning on hitting the Hollywood Studios on the Friday. So my plan is to rope drop Magic Kingdom, bang out the real quick rides that I want to do, my real popular ones, and probably be out of there by 11:30, and then probably head over to Hollywood Studios for 12:30. Grab some lunch, and then kind of finish out the day and kind of play it by ear. And that gives you enough time to see everything and kind of take your time with everything, and then do the nighttime show, the Phantasm show. That's usually at 9:00 or 9:15. I forget the exact time that they usually run that. But that's generally how I'm playing it. But as far as meals go, ABC Commissary, it's got some good stuff in there. The Backlot Express, we've tried that too.
That place is booty, I think.
Which one? Backlot Express?
Backlot, yeah.
It's not. It's not that great. I mean, ABC Commissary is a lot better.
10 times better.
Yeah. So, but for the most part, I'm not really, big on the meals at Hollywood.
You go to Baseline and get some snacks, or?
Baseline's good for a drink. Never really go for the snacks. I know when we were there for Jollywood on year one, I know we went there and had some snacks and a couple of drinks. But other than that, no, I haven't really had snacks at Baseline.
Okay. Okay.
Usually,
you ever go to Sunset Ranch for quick service?
Yep.
I get there a couple of times fingers, too. Man, all the freaking time.
Yep. Those are good. You got to keep in mind, like when I'm with my wife, obviously my kids, when my kids were going, obviously they weren't drinking, and my wife's not a big drinker either. So when we're all together, I'm not really going to a lounge or a bar to grab a drink. I'm generally, if I'm out at dinner, I'll grab, depending on what I have, a glass of wine, have a drink, whatever. But for the most part, I'm not, walking by baseline and I'll say, oh, let me run in and grab a drink,
Right.
like an alcoholic drink. It's not what we do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, obviously, if we're with, a bunch of friends and everybody like that, oh, let's stop for a drink. Yeah, I'm down. But generally with my wife only or with my wife and kids, we're generally not stopping for booze.
Right. Yeah.
That's just kind of how we roll.
Me neither. If I'm going to have a drink, I'm not with my family usually, just because, it kind of impedes the day, to be honest with you. I've really, to be honest with you, kept back on any kind of alcohol anyway. So, so to me, it's kind of a non-issue. If I'm drinking a big old tall glass of Coca-Cola. That's that's what I'm doing. Man, the pause that refreshes, man. So anyway, so what about any other kind of what are you doing, any pin trading or anything like that?
So I know you've been talking about it. So my son, when he was really young, was doing the pin trading and things like that, but he never really got big into it. Again, back then we were going every few years. Now that they're older and I'm taking more solo trips, or if it's just me and my wife, we're going a little bit more often but shorter trips. Before, when the kids were younger, we would save up and we would do these monster 12-day trips, and most of the time we were driving, so we were gone for 2 weeks, a couple of days on each end, 11 days at Disney. So there were these monster trips that we took, but now that they're older, they're doing their own thing, and it's just me and my wife. I like doing these 4-night trips more often. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like you said, the more often you go, you don't have to see everything. Obviously, somebody who's never been before and it's their first time, yeah, they want to see every ride, every show. They want to go into every shop. And that's not what we're about. Like I said, I have my favorites, and that's why I like shopping. You know what I mean? So I have my favorites that I do. I bang those out when the crowds are low, and then when the crowds start funneling in, and then like I said, and I pretty much do this at every park, I pump the brakes a little bit, and then I kind of take everything in and enjoy myself, and do more shopping and more breaks and sitting down and things like that. So, that's kind of how I play it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing shopping and stuff like that as well. Like I told you before with the Animal Kingdom, same thing. I'm not running around acting crazy through the park, man.
Nope.
I see these people, and they feel like that they are motivated to get everything done in that park in like 4 hours time. And I'm telling you, that's not me. I'm not that kind of a park person. Most of my friends aren't. We're more, we'll take it as it comes. A lot of times, we're following the lightning lanes. We're picking up those next, lightning lanes when we're using one, things like that. But other than that, we're not running around, man. We're just kind of chill, and once I started taking that approach to Disney, I think that it's made my trips a lot more, to me, a lot more valuable, because I tend to remember it. I don't tend to remember when I'm running around here, there, and everywhere,
Yeah.
Anyway, Chris, so you're telling me that you're running around the park, or you're actually chill, but you just kind of, doing a lot.
So don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm not rushing around. I know you're saying, people rush around. I'm not rushing around at all. You know what I mean? I'm talking about doing my favorite 3, 4, maybe 5 rides or attractions within, a 4 or 5 hour period of time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'm not rushing around by any means. I'm doing one and I'm just, walking over to the other one, rushing around, hitting something in the middle if I need to. Like I said, but I am trying to get those done before midday. You know what I mean? Before the crowds start coming in, so that way
Right.
I don't feel like I need to do it. Like I said, I do have my favorites that I do. I like riding and going on every time I go. You know,
Right.
but I'm not stressing about it. But believe me, like I said, I'm getting the lightning lanes for the ones that I absolutely want to ride. You know, Rise. You know, Tower of Terror. You know, and then the other ones I'm hitting standby early, so that way I can do those before the crowds roll in. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm not rushing around. I'm not running around anywhere. I'm not stressing about anything. You know, I'm just trying to just get it done early, and then I just kind of relax the rest of the day.
I'm seeing.
And then just taking everything in stride. You know, that's kind of how I do it. You know?
Okay, I'm feeling that. Yeah. So, me, like I said, where I'm taking my time is pin trading. Now, my daughters will not take their time pin trading. My daughter Livy will be board to board. She knows where all the boards are at. She's going board to board. And so, for that, it can get a little. We can be running around a little bit, but most of the time I'm trying to be chill in Hollywood studios. So anyway, moving right along. We'll go to Epcot now.
Yeah, absolutely.
At Epcot, what are you doing when you first get in there? I got a feeling I know what you're doing, but maybe not.
Do you?
Yep.
So Epcot is my favorite park. That is by far. I'm usually spending, like on my shorter trips, I'm spending a day and a half here, maybe even longer.
Wow.
Wow. Just because it's big, and that's another one that kind of like you with Animal Kingdom, you kind of like to take it all in, and that's kind of the way I am with Epcot. I just, something resonated with me the first time I went when I was 12 years old in 1984. Epcot was a year old. It was, everything was brand new. Something hit me when I was young, and I absolutely loved that park, and I still do. It's my favorite. I always liked, the whole science aspect and things like that. So this is my park that I'm spending the most time in. And this is the one that I am really taking my time, kind of seeing everything, even though I've seen it, this is going to be my 17th trip there. I know you got me beat, but this will be my 17th trip. No, you haven't been there more than 17. No. Well, you've been there how many times this year? 7.
Oh, I don't know.
No, but so when I'm going in, we're either going to, well, again, this is new. Now I'm going to Guardians. I'm trying to hit that standby for Guardians, and Guardians is my favorite ride. That to me, that is the best roller coaster I've ever been on. It's around anywhere at all. So I'm grabbing a lightning lane for that later on, and I'm rope dropping Guardians. Getting there right when they open. Now before they had the standby line for Guardians, and it was just lightning lane or virtual queue. I was still going to the left. I was hitting Test Track. That was generally how I did. I would do Test Track. I never did Mission Space. And then after Test Track, I'm going all the way across, and I'm going into the land in Soarin'.
Okay.
Soarin' is my other favorite ride there.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that what you were thinking, or would you think I was going?
Yeah. I thought you were going to Guardians first. For me, absolutely. I'm coming in, going to Guardians. I usually 9 times out of 10, I'm buying the individual lightning lane. Yep. But I'm not. I'm hit and miss. 50-50 on whether I get a lightning lane, like a multi-pass for the day for Epcot or, Epcot and other parks. And because I kind of feel like you can wait in line at most of the places at Epcot, if you just kind of watch the times, you can wait in line and get on most of the rides in 15, 20, 30. Of course, for Frozen, you're going to wait quite a while. If you're riding Ratatouille single rider, dude, you're getting on pretty freaking quick. To me, I think, Epcot's 50-50.
Okay.
Whether I'm getting a lightning lane. But as far as test track, I love that test track. The new test track ride is amazing. The refurb, I guess we're calling it Gen 3 of test track.
Yep.
It is it's amazing. They've really done a great job with it. They've really done their due diligence to make that ride really great. And
What are
something
your
like
thoughts? What are your thoughts on the 3.0 versus the original?
3 3.0 is great. It's modernized. You
Yeah.
know, you're got a lot of modern technology in 3.0. And it's just it's a new groove, man, and it's cool. It's really cool. I can't wait for you to ride that. I think
Yeah.
you're going to be blown away. I was shocked and amazed as to how, you watch ride videos and it doesn't do it justice. It's a lot.
Hmm.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Um, and so after that, getting on Soarin', of course, living with the land. A lot of people don't like living with the land. I do.
I love that ride.
It's
Absolutely love it.
actually, I think it's educational ride there,
Hmm.
and I think it's informative. I think it's fun. And my kids like it too. I mean, to believe it or not, kids actually like living with the land. It's
Hmm.
not that boring. Um, going to Nemo, we like Nemo, like that
Yep.
ride. We like to go and check out the aquarium. I'm spending some time in the
That's
aquarium.
that's what I
You know,
love too.
you know, I'll ride Spaceship Earth. You riding Spaceship Earth? Me and you rode that together
Yeah.
um, last year, and it's a good, chill, dark ride. It's fun.
I love it.
I can't wait for the refurb to see what it's going to be like. And I think it'll be good. So I'm excited about that. And then like I said, I'm checking out Ratatouille, riding single rider out there, and then I'm hitting up all the pavilions. Man, I
Yeah.
like going in and out of the pavilions.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Going back to living with the land. I think me and my wife we're going to be trying to do the behind the scenes tour.
oh,
You ever
okay,
see? I've
yeah,
never done it before, and it's pretty cool. It's short money too. I think it's only $45.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
an hour tour, but they take you all back there. So I'm kind of excited to do that. I think I'm going to be doing that on the Thursday afternoon, probably right after lunchtime.
right, yeah,
So I'm not sure how far out you have to book there. I'm not sure if it's the 60 days or I'm not sure how far out you can book a tour.
yeah.
I
Usually you
should
can
probably
get it, man.
call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
You should be.
last time when I was there, they were sold out. When I was there last year,
Yeah,
I tried to get it, and they were sold out. So, but yeah, we're gonna try and do that, and I'm kind of excited to see that because I love the land, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, going back to like what you said, yeah, I mean the pavilions. I mean you can spend half a day walking through and just again taking your time, going around the loop, hitting all the countries, going into little shops and
yep.
things like that.
Are you? What's your favorite country out of all of the pavilions?
Come on, you even have to ask that.
Yeah, I do.
Italy, man,
Okay, okay.
Italy.
I
You
was,
know,
I was
I mean,
wondering.
I like going to Italy. I like seeing the architecture, the buildings and everything like
Yeah,
that. But the American Adventure show is unreal. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's
Like
amazing.
I love American history. I love
Yeah,
anything with the Revolutionary War. Actually, PBS just started a series on it. I started recording it. I haven't seen anything of it. It just started last week, so I'm excited to see that. But
yeah.
I love American history. That's why I love the Hall of Presidents at Magic Kingdom. We'll get to that later. And then, but I love the American Adventure one, the one with was it Benjamin Franklin and Mark Twain.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
I
are
love
you
that show.
riding Grand Fiesta Tour?
Um,
Oh, come on now.
sometimes it's not a favorite of mine.
Really?
If I go in there and it's a short wait, we'll jump on it. If there's a line, I'm not.
There's hardly ever a line. You're spending 15 minutes max in line, whether or not the line's at capacity or not. I like Grand Fiesta Tour. I like the refurb that they just did to it. It looks really good. And I think it's a fun little story. And it's all about Mexico, right? And so it really, you're seeing a lot of I would say the nice parts of Mexico, your Acapulco, Veracruz, all those places like that. You're seeing the nice parts, Cabo. You're seeing those nicer parts of Mexico. There are some dirty parts of Mexico. I've been there. I've seen them. I've been to the places that tourists don't want to go. But I will tell you this: Mexico is a cool place. And they have a rich history, and a lot of their history is a part of our history here in the United States. And so, it's part of our American story. And I can see a lot of similarities in some of those, some of the things in the Mexico pavilion. And so I think that that's cool. One pavilion I'm hitting up is Japan. I'm getting that. I'm going through Japan. I think anything Japanese, I think, is very amazing. I think they're living in 2050 right now.
Yep.
And their advancements are great. But then you look at the ornamentation of the plants, the structures, things like that. I think it amazes me. That culture, it amazes me. And so I'm checking that out. I'm getting the hidden gem over there, and that's that sandwich, that ice cream sandwich at the very back of that pavilion in the store. You can get the ice cream sandwich. They got a little freezer back there, and you're getting that. And it's only like $4. And dude, it's so freaking good. They've got vanilla, they've got strawberry, and they got matcha. And so those are the three flavors, and they're in like a waffle cone, kind of, or like a waffle sandwich thing. And I think it's good. And me and my little daughter had it. We were pin trading, believe it or not. And we took a little break, and we went and got that snack, and man, she loved it. She thought it was amazing. So, yeah, we're doing that. We're hitting all the pavilions. Dude, I love going in and out of those pavilions. Love checking those out. That's one of my main things. And I like taking my time in Epcot. Like hitting the festival booths, things like that. 100%. If there's a festival going on. So Epcot's a fun park for me. It is. And it can be a whole day park. It can be an open to close park.
Oh, easy.
I've done that before. I just did that recently, actually, and it was a good time. Now, I will say this: the fireworks show over there leaves a lot to be desired. Luminous is terrible. I think, to be honest with you, I think Luminous is a terrible show. They should have kept the last show. They should have kept that, and that's just. I didn't like the Stargate thing out in the lagoon, but the show otherwise, it was amazing. So I got a lot to say about that. We'll probably do an episode, that kind of includes some of that. But so going from Epcot, I'm going to Magic Kingdom, of course. Magic Kingdom to me is my favorite park. Literally, hands down, my favorite park. A lot of people, it's the OG, right? And so for Disney World Resort, and so I'm going there. And man, I'm savoring all of the flavor, all of the atmosphere on Main Street. Man, I can go to that, just sit out there on the bench and just watch people and watch the atmosphere down Main Street. And that's one of the things I love to do,
Yep.
especially if my family's not with me. If my family's with me, we're driven, all right? We're a little bit driven to go do rides and stuff. But sometimes I take a back and like think, what did Roy do? Or what would he have done? What would Walt have done if they were sitting right there on Main Street? And so that's kind of, some of the things I think about when I'm sitting over there. What do you got? What are you doing when you get into the Magic Kingdom? I mean, dude.
So that was my question. So obviously when you go early entry, everybody has to go to the right. They funnel everybody over the bridge at Tomorrowland, right?
Yeah.
So it's 9:00. It's open to the public. You can go wherever you want. Where are you going? You going left or right? Are you a left or a right?
I'm going
when you go in.
When I go into the park,
Mm-hmm.
I'm usually going straight.
You're going straight to what?
I'm going around the castle.
Okay. To what?
And I'm going to Peter Pan. If it's early.
Okay.
In the morning. Knocking Peter Pan right out. Yeah,
okay.
And the reason why is because it gets stacked up much.
That gets busy.
It gets so stacked during the day. Your wait times are freaking at least an hour. Mm-hmm. So if you're going right in the morning, right when it starts, you're getting on there pretty quickly. I've 90% of the time in Magic Kingdom, not 90, probably 100% of the time in Magic Kingdom. I don't know the last time I went to Magic Kingdom and didn't have a lightning lane pass, because, dude, to me, you can get a lot done in Magic Kingdom if you have that lightning lane. It really
100%
is an advantage.
Absolutely.
It's an advantage there. And so for Magic Kingdom, riding Peter Pan probably first. Then hitting Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion gets stacked. Mm-hmm. I'm usually riding Haunted Mansion. Then going to, if Big Thunder was open, I'd be on Big Thunder, Yep. But then working my way around to Adventureland and going to, hitting, Pirates, hitting Jungle Cruise, hitting Enchanted Tiki Room. My kids like the they love the Magic Carpets of Aladdin still. I think it's boring, and I get sick on rides that go round and round and round, and so you'll never catch me riding that. But Enchanted Tiki Room, I mean, I think people do Magic Kingdom a disservice if they don't go ride or they don't go see that show, because that is an original Walt attraction.
Are you doing that every trip? You didn't Tiki Room every trip?
90% of the time.
Okay.
90% of the time I'm doing Tiki Room. 99% of the time I'm doing Jungle Cruise. 99% of the time I'm doing Pirates. I'm doing all those ones I just told you. I'm doing literally every time. I will go to Magic Kingdom. I have done open to close there several times. And I think that park gives you enough open to close.
Oh yeah.
There's no wasted time. There's no wasted time to me at Magic Kingdom. What's your feeling on that?
Yeah, so I'm kind of doing the same thing, only I'm going backwards. So when I'm going in, other than early entry, I am going left. We're left people. So I'm kind of going backwards, and I'm hitting Pirates first, and I'm kind of looping around. And where Splash Mountain / Tiana's, I'm hitting that. And then when Big Thunder was open, I'm hitting that next, and then kind of looping around the Mansion. And then I'm kind of heading back into Tomorrowland and seeing, if Buzz is available. I'm generally waiting on Space Mountain.
Buzz is down. Buzz is down.
It is, but yeah, it's done now. I'm saying in the past what I've done.
Oh, okay.
And then if Tron, the standby line at that point is still pretty low. But Space Mountain, I'm waiting till later on. Peter Pan is one that I'm waiting till the end of the night. Generally an hour before closing. You can generally get in there for 10-15 minute wait. Same thing, with Space Mountain, kind of end of the night type of thing. I'm not, we talked about that. You just get beat up on that ride.
Yeah.
So I'm not riding that early. And then I'm kind of looping around and jumping on Jungle Cruise at some point. We're not, and I know you're gonna probably go after me for this one. We're not big Jungle Cruise people. I like it. I don't love it. I know it's an original and everything like that. When I ride it, we try to ride it, but we don't, again, if it's a long wait, I'm not waiting, and I'm usually not getting a lightning lane for it. So
can you believe this, folks?
No,
I know. Are you literally?
I know.
Clean out your ears. Are you literally hearing what he's saying? He's not a Jungle Cruise fan. Isn't that a travesty in today's society?
I didn't say it. I like it. I don't love it. Like I said, I'm not. That's why I'm not really breaking my back to get on.
Oh, dude, I'm breaking every bone to get there.
No,
I love all the dad jokes.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I was saying, before, is that, if you're there right in the morning, you can go around that loop, you can hit Pirates, you can hit Tiana, you can hit Big Thunder, and you can hit Mansion. Those 4 in under 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it's 10:30 in the morning, and you've hit all the big ones.
Why?
And then, huh?
But why? But why do that?
Why? Because that's when, again, going back. So this is what happens.
So you ride it 2 or 3 times in a day, or?
Mansion, I ride a couple of times a day. Pirates, I ride a couple of times a day. Tiana's, Splash Mountain, I'm riding. Last time I was there, I rode it 3 times.
Again, the drive to get things done. I understand, going a few times a year. For me, it's, man, I take my time there.
But again, you're acting like I'm rushing around. I'm not.
I know.
I'm not rushing around. I'm riding and walking. Not running. Like I said, the lines are that low. When you're there right at opening, those lines, for Pirates and Mansion and Tiana's and those are walk-ons. There's no wait time. And what's the ride? 5 minutes. So that's again, most of the time it's all walking. So I'm not waiting in lines.
Okay.
So I'm getting them done. Again, I'm
just trying to get the concept. So. Yeah.
Okay. But then it's 10:30. Now the crowds are starting to roll in. Everybody with the strollers. The kids slept in. James and Johnny had to, sleep in and get their beauty sleep. And now it's 11 o'clock. And Mom and Dad had their coffee. And everybody's rolling in right now. And then where are they going? They're jumping on Peter Pan. Everybody's heading to Fantasyland. They're all jumping in. Yeah. So that's when the crowd. And by that time, I'm saying, you know what? I rode my favorites. I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to start heading back towards Main Street. I'm going to hit the Emporium, kind of work my way backwards. Like you said, grab a bench, grab a snack, do some people watching. That's kind of how I play it. You know what I mean? And then, if I'm having lunch there, or if I'm planning on having lunch somewhere else, Wilderness Lodge, Fort Wilderness, Polynesian, I'm jumping on a boat. You know what I mean? Having lunch for a little while. And then again, head back at night. Again, when most of the kids, the parents of the little kids, they're leaving dinner time. They're not coming back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So then you kind of have that a little bit on the down low. And then obviously after the fireworks, if they're open later, and if they're open till 11, after the fireworks are over at 9:20, 9:30, you have an hour and a half for the park really low. And that's what we kind of did that last year when we rode. Remember that Sunday night when we were there? Yeah. How many rides did we ride after Happily Ever After? I think we hit all the big ones in under 2 hours. But did you? I mean, and we weren't rushing around. We actually stopped and had dinner in the middle.
Yeah.
We all went and had a burger and a sandwich. So
Yeah.
again, when the crowds are low, you can get a lot accomplished, and it's not rushing around. It's not.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm riding
and
People
that's what.
Mover.
Oh yeah, people move.
Checking out the
Absolutely.
Carousel of Progress sometimes.
Carousel's my favorite. I
Every
can't
once in
wait
a
to see that.
while.
I can't wait to see the updated Carousel.
Yeah, once that's
DeWalt
going to bring a big crowd to Carousel. That's going to rejuvenate that ride.
Yeah. Do you know, is that ride going to be down when they're doing that or no?
I don't know.
Because I don't think it has to be.
I don't know.
Right? Because the work that they're going to be doing is behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
It might be down a few days or a week or something, maybe 2 weeks, but who knows? It'll be a short refurb. If Buzz Lightyear's open, I'm riding Buzz. If I want to choke, I'll go ride Tomorrowland Speedway. I'm not even really walking back in the Big Top area. I'm not walking back in there. That's just 90%. Even my kids won't even hardly go back in there, And we might go to that store. We might go to the store back there, but that's about it.
Grab a snack,
Powerade slush, something like that. That's what we're doing. But we're eating at Pinocchio Village House. We're eating, at Pecos Bills, or one of those good, or Casey's, one of the good quick serves. We're getting the spring rolls. We're doing everything Magic Kingdom, and I think if you're going, I'm willing to do open to close of Magic Kingdom. I'm willing to go over to Poly, like you said, take a little break, go to Wilderness, take a little break, whatever, and then hit the park again, and get a little refresh, go to Contemporary, go to Steakhouse 71, have a meal, and or something like that. So I'm with you. I just, like I said, I'm not running around. I get the concept that you're not either, really, but it just sounds like it, when we're jumbling or stacking all these things together, right? But to me, dude, I take in Magic Kingdom a lot, and the reason why is I think it gets that respect that it deserves, and now with Starlight Parade, it's even better. To be honest with you, I like that parade. A lot of people have complained about that parade for whatever reason. I think it's great. I think it's 100% awesome.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm excited to see it in January.
You see it in person, like you see it on video, and you're like,
yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it a bunch of times on YouTube.
Yeah. You see it on YouTube, you're like, whatever. You see it in person, dude, it's a whole new experience. It's a whole different ball game. So anyway, that's Magic Kingdom. You got any more to add with that?
Not with Magic Kingdom, and we just kind of hit everything. What resorts are you visiting? I'm not sure. Do you guys like to do the resort hopping? I love doing the resort hopping.
Yeah, I'll resort hop around the loop, the monorail loop. I resort hop, Riviera. I'll do Skyliner resorts too. Yeah. That's a fun time. Hitting Bar Riva at Riviera. Pop Century, maybe getting a little dessert there, or Art of Animation, either one of those. Going to Caribbean Beach and grabbing something. I'm going to the bar there. It depends. It really just depends on the night. If I'm with a DVC person, sometimes we'll go to the Villain's Lair at Bay Lake, and that's pretty cool. But otherwise, I like hitting all the resorts. I like, sometimes I'll just go to a resort just to go to it.
Yeah.
Port Orleans is one of my favorites, just to go and meander around.
That's what I was just going to say. That's one of my favorite that I started doing a couple of trips ago. I take the boat out of Disney Springs and head up. Yeah, and go up the river. It's a nice, relaxing boat ride. Go all the way to the end, drop off at Riverside, and then take that nice, relaxing walk along the river. Back to French Quarter. Maybe grab a beignet, for a little snack, and then jump back on the boat to Disney Springs.
Right.
Or while you're there, if you're on your way to a park, jump out front and grab the bus to a park. But that's one thing I like doing. I like doing the boats and things like that. More times than not, I usually rent the boat in the back of the Contemporary, and it's kind of chug around Bay Lake and Seven Seas Lagoon and everything. Take some some nice pictures and video and stuff like that.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, usually it's like $90 for the hour. I think it's like $45 for 30 minutes. So take it out for an hour. Chill on the lakes by yourself, I enjoy doing that. So
that's cool.
That's kind of it, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
You got to hit Polynesian, definitely got to hit the snacks.
You go to the Tricycle Ranch,
Yep. Go see the horses. My wife likes doing that, to see the animals and stuff like that over there. I miss the old, I know it's Trails End is, the name is back, but it's not like it used to be. I miss the old Trails End. We used to hit that. I used to hit that twice on our trips. We used to go one day for breakfast, and then one day we would go to dinner. The buffets, the food was unbelievable. And back then, last episode we talked about the food at Hoop-de-Doo. The Trails End buffet used to have all the food from the Hoop-de-Doo. Yeah, because it was in the same kitchen. So you would have the fried chicken, and you would have the ribs, and you would have everything else that went with it. So we used to love the Trails End, but now it's quick service, and it's nothing like it used to be. Nothing.
Right. Well, I mean,
so
man,
that's kind of it.
A long one. That was a long episode, and a lot of information there. But folks, we want to know what you guys do on your Disney day. Feel free to comment about that. Drop us a line. Let us know. Maybe we'll bring somebody on. I don't know. One of these times we're going to have a travel agent that's going to be planning your trip. So I think that'll be a good time. I got a few friends in mind for episodes like that. So, folks, there's a lot to do at Disney, and like I've said a lot. If you're going more than one time a year, then take your time. Your time. Enjoy the parks.
Take everything in.
Take everything in. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that these Imagineers have put into these parks. A lot of hidden gems that people don't normally see. So, for me, it's good. It's good to go and check out the parks in whatever manner. So, anyway, we're coming up on episode 10 next time. So I'm pretty excited about that. It'll be kind of almost like a monumental episode, Yeah. So we'll have to pick a great subject for that one. And, of course, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, so we'll see how that works out. But otherwise, man, we're rolling with this thing, man. And we're getting a lot of good comments. From a couple episodes back, we got some comments on those Totino's pizzas. We got people out there. There's a cult following of Totino's lovers for some reason, and
I don't know why either.
Yeah, there's a cult following out there, and my wife's included, and a few of our friends from church are included. So, a shout out to them for that. But I'll eat it, but it's not my favorite. So anyway,
I might have to go grab one this weekend and kind of revisit it a little bit because it's been a hot minute since I've tried it. So I might have to go give it a shot again.
Yeah, they're rough.
The expectations will be very, very low.
There you go.
I'm not anticipating much.
All right. Well, I'm Brandon, and that's Chris. And we're Pizzas and Park Hops. Like, share, review.
Yep.
Please get some people to subscribe, things like that. Like I said, please give us comments. And if you don't like us, please comment as well. We like the constructive criticism. Let's say that.
And if you like any of the pizza posts, go to Facebook. Go to our Facebook page.
That's
we're always posting pictures of pizzas and stuff like that.
That's right.
If you like the pizza aspect, go on that. You see some good pictures. And,
Chris posted a great short last week. Homemade pizza. Yeah. So we're Pizzas and Park Hops. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.